It's time for a little comedy, a little content, and a lot of conversation. It's the Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube. Now here's your host, Geno Jones.
It's showtime. I hope everybody had a great weekend. What's happening? You know what time it is. You know who I am. There you go. It says it right behind me. It is time for the Geno Jones Show. I come to you live Monday through Friday, 6:30 p.m. here on the East Coast. I got the West Coast on my mind. 6:30 p.m. here on the East Coast, the beautiful shores of Charleston, South Carolina, the metro area. 5:30 p.m. if you're in Chicago. 3:30 p.m. if you're out in Los Angeles. Shout out to my Lakers. Finally won a game. Melo, congratulations. Passed, who did you pass? He passed an NBA legend last night in total career points. So congratulations, Carmelo, Anthony, Melo. They were chanting, Melo, Melo, Melo. So let's go Lakers. Big fan. All right. Please subscribe to the Geno Jones channel. Share this in every episode, like every episode. They say like, share, and subscribe. I say subscribe, share, and like. Subscribe, tell everybody you know, all your friends, your family, your co-workers, your kinfolks, your cousins, your church members. I say your co-workers. Yeah, I did say your co-workers, your neighbors, enemies, folks you don't like, strangers, folks you see on the subway or the rapid transit train, or if you take like the Metro in Chicago, they call it the Metro train or Amtrak or whatever. Let them know. The baddest show in the business, baby. The best and the baddest show in the business right here, the Geno Jones Show. All right, and if you'd like to be a sponsor or advertise, I'd love to have you. If you're looking for the ultimate pitch man or brand ambassador, I am your man because I'm the king. Let's cut through the chase. I'm the king of pitchmen. No need to be immodest about it. Muhammad Ali said, listen, it ain't bragging if you can back it up. And I can back it up. First off, got some birthday Scorpios. My baby girl's, actually, my baby sister's birthday is on the 31st. And my baby girl, Alexandria Allie Jones, is November 2nd. So, Scorpio stand up. Celebrating a birthday today, Judge Lynn Toller. You know her as the judge on the TV show Divorce Court. Judge Lynn Toller. Really a nice, just beautiful spirit. Nice, cool, really just a good sister. Just down to earth on so many levels. But she knows her stuff. And she's not to be played with. She is the boss in her courtroom. I haven't had a chance to see the show in a while because I'm working, but shout out to Judge Lynn Toller. Happy birthday. She turned 62 today. Chi-Town represent Craig Robinson, south side of Chicago, Whitney Young High School, stand up. I got a rep for Dunbar Vocational or Dunbar Career Academy, stand up. But, shout out to those Whitney Young Dolphins. Craig Robinson, comedian, probably best known for that TV show, The Office. My man Craig, funny brother. Shout out to you, Craig. Keep handling your business, doing your thing out there in Hollywood. Hollywood swanging. Craig Robinson is 50 today. And Ciara, and she's got a shout out to Ciara, the businesswoman. She has got a rum line, like rum you drink, 10-1. So congratulations, Ciara, mom, wife of NFL football star, superstar Russell Wilson, quarterback for the Seattle Seahawks. He's injured. They're playing tonight, and they don't have Danger Russ, so they are in danger of losing again. Problems out there in Seattle. But Ciara's handling her business, really handling her business. Happy birthday, CC. Ciara is 36 today. Anybody else out there celebrating a birthday? Happy birthday. Now, on a sad note, I got a chance to meet this sister one time. We both were represented by a beautiful woman and a beautiful spirit and one of the best agents and managers you could have. Shout out to Coretta Doctor. What's up, Coretta? I'm shouting you out on the show, my sister. We got to talk. Snoop Dogg's mom, rest in peace, power in paradise. to Miss Beverly Tate. She passed away recently, I believe over the weekend. She was 70 years old. Got a chance to meet her. As a matter of fact, Coretta Doctor, our agent and manager, there was a big celebration, like a big birthday celebration for her a couple years back. And virtually all of Coretta's clients came to the event to support her, including myself and Snoop Dogg's mom. Just beautiful, just, oh man, she is just that quintessential mom, beautiful spirit, just funny, had great personality, really, really completely down to earth. So rest in peace, power in paradise to Mama Snoop, Miss Beverly Tate. We'll miss you. But I know you'll be watching down on your son Snoop, who just had a birthday. He just turned 50, the big 50, last week, as a matter of fact, last Wednesday. Snoop, we're lifting you up in prayer, my brother. We know this is a tough one. For you. All right. All right, today, my monologue, short show. I want you to be able to go back and binge watch all my great episodes. All my episodes have been great. Last week, they were really great. Friday, my weekend review with Keela Carson. Last Wednesday, my guest, Cool of Cool and the Gang. Listen, some fire shows. But today, I want to piggyback on something that I was talking about a couple episodes last week, because I still hear people complaining like, well, man, just the Democrats, man, they ain't really done nothing for black people since Biden's been in office. Wrong. That's wrong. A lot of you all are getting that $300, $600, $800, $900, $1,200 a month money, child tax credit. Yeah. Who do you think did that? Orange Hitler didn't do that. Biden administration, so many other, there are a ton of other things going on, fighting to get this legislation passed for universal pre-K, continue, because those child tax credits are going to end in December. Until once they get this law signed, they'll go on. Biden wanted them permanently. We know who the problem is. More subsidies. If you need health insurance, you need to get Obamacare. If you don't have insurance, they're fighting to make sure you get more subsidies. Expansion of Medicare and Medicaid. They're trying to hate on that. Who's trying to do that. And investments in housing. So, I don't want you to boo all these people that I hear complaining. Well, man, see, I don't know. I ain't gonna vote because Biden ain't done nothing for black folks. Just come on, y'all. Really? Did you all forget who was masquerading as the commander-in-chief? The imposter that had invaded 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue for 4 years? That fool, that jackass, that orange madman? Come on. Man, you all got a short memory. And what they're trying to do now, they're trying to basically, 19 states, like 39 laws, nearly 20 states have already got nearly 40 laws already in the books, locked in, to make it harder for you to vote. And then they're trying to get people on like these board of elections, people who you see when you go to vote, wherever you live, you got a board of elections. Those board of election judges and employees, they're trying to get people who have been fair about it and get people in those positions as judges for the board of elections and employees for the board of elections to basically help like throw the election. And you got state legislators. These states are trying to elect and pass laws where they can just decide, you know what? Too many of you silly Negroes voted. Ha ha ha. Too many of you brown folks. No, we can't have that. You didn't vote for us. So guess what? Your vote won't count. We'll just throw it out. Nullify it. Get rid of it. We don't like the way the election turned out. So in essence, you're going to throw out democracy. It's not going to be a democracy. It's going to be a dictatorship. This ish is real. And I'm going to keep beating this drum because you all do not know how serious this is. Man, we take these freedoms for granted. Freedoms aren't free. We have to continue to fight because there are people, if they had their way, that would make slavery legal again. I'm telling you, you may think I'm being hyperbolic or over exaggerating, but I am telling you, there are people that would return this country. There are people who are sitting in Congress that if they had their way and could get enough people in positions of power, enough people in the Senate and the United States Congress and in the White House and in the state houses, state senators, state legislators, governors, mayors, council people, more judges. Man, the struggle is real. This ish is real. You got to wake up, like Spike Lee saying, do the right thing. Because these folks they are on a mission. So, my theme today, don't boo, don't bitch, vote. And I'm going to need you to vote in every election. So we wouldn't have to worry about Joe Manchin being a Republican. Now, he's not even disguising it. Because he's very clearly not fighting for poor and working class people. Do you know West Virginia is the second to last poorest state in America? Out of the 50 states in America, like West Virginia is 49th in poverty. And he's doing everything to fight against the policies and the pieces of legislation, things that would make poor and working class people's lives better. They want to nickel and dime poor and working class people. Oh, you don't want to pay them $15 an hour. That's too much money. Oh, this paid family leave. Oh, we don't want to give them too much time. 12 weeks is too much. If he had it, you'd have a fucking day, excuse my French. But I'm just keeping it real. Man, the ish is real out here. And Kristen Sinema with her kooky looking self with them big old black frame glasses, they are protecting the interest of these energy companies, these oil companies, oil companies. Some of the brothers and sisters, folks say in the South, even the white brothers and sisters, I need some of that oil money. Oil. And why do you all let the Republicans off the hook? The Republicans wouldn't even allow for a vote to have a discussion about the Voting Rights Act. So that's what's, and I believe President Biden, you're getting closer to where this filibuster. Now, for those who are watching me who don't really follow politics and don't understand, when they hear the word filibuster, like, who the hell is Phil? And he acted like a buster. Actually, the name came from someone who was a politician. First name was Phil. I don't think his last name was Buster. But this it's just it's not even a rule. It's not in the Constitution. It's just kind of something they agreed upon. It's like in your fraternity or sorority, you have bylaws and things, rules, but, some things, they're not a rule. You just kind of say, this is just the way we're going to do things. And that's what it is, but it's been used to stop laws to be, it's really, let me just cut through the chase. It's been used to basically oppress black people. It's been used to stop civil rights, voting rights. Jim Crow is basically a tool of Jim Crow to allow states and the federal government that allowed all these Jim Crow laws in the early, really from the late 1800s, after Reconstruction, from like the 1890s, really up to 1965, where segregation was legal. separate but equal, was separate and unequal. Colored water fountain, black water fountain, Negro water fountain, colored restroom, white restroom, bathroom, white restaurants. Coloreds couldn't go in the front door, couldn't sit at the lunch counter. If you went into business, you had to go in the back door. All that foolishness, man. There are people who want to go back to that. And how do we stop it? Don't boo, don't bitch. President Obama said, don't boo. I added the don't bitch because I hear too much of that complaining. And never complain about these Republicans who they don't even try to hide it. Before, back in the day, they would say the quiet part. Say the quiet part out loud, or you didn't say like the most outrageous stuff. So you don't want to say the quiet part. The quiet part was to be openly racist and misogynistic and anti-Semitic. That was the quiet part they would discuss, behind closed doors, their own little boardrooms, or among themselves on the golf course when nobody was around. But now they say the quiet part out loud with a megaphone, live streaming on social media, on TV in front of cameras. Say the quiet part, the most outrageous, the most racist, bigoted, hateful things. They say that used to be the quiet part out loud. So they are telling you. And do you want to know how you get even the Democratic elected leaders who are basically trying to pass all the legislation that they promised? You only got 2 senators, we talked about this, who on paper are Democrats. But in policy, in theory, in ideology, in beliefs and nothing, they are anything but Democrats. The only thing, listen, Joe Manchin almost acts like a MAGA cult dude. Him and Kristen Sinema, and just on paper, they've got a D for Democrat in front of their name. So how do we circumvent that? How do we nullify? How do we make sure that President Biden can overcome this obstruction? Of course, we know the leader of the Senate, the Republican Senate, the minority leader, as they call him, since the Democrats have the majority, Mr. Mitch better have my money, McConnell, the Grim Reaper, old crusty behind, has made it clear from the door, from the jump, President Biden, I'm not helping you pass anything, partner. They told we're not going to help you pass any legislation because we don't believe in it and we think it's they want chaos. They want anarchy and chaos. And they feel that will help them get back in power. They're playing checkers, playing chess. I said that last week. We got to wake up. Now we need to vote in even larger numbers than in 2020. We need to get more senators elected. You got a black woman here in South Carolina running to be our next United States Senator, Crystal Matthews. She's a state representative, a brilliant black woman, talented, sharp, got her stuff together, just beautiful spirit, no nonsense, smart. She would make a great United States Senator. We got United States Representative Val Demings, who was on the short list to become vice president before President Biden selected Vice President Kamala Harris. Sister Val Demings, she was the former police chief of Orlando, Florida. Another brilliant black woman, bad, sharp. Oh, she would make an incredible. She nearly became the vice president. Val Demings would be an incredible senator down in that crazy, crazy state of Florida with that crazy, governor, Governor Death Wish, as I call him, Death Santis. That's 2 right there. You got a really talented younger brother, Malcolm Kenyatta, running for the United States Senate, one of the Senate seats in Pennsylvania, out of Philly. Just bad young brother. Proud of him. Shout out to Malcolm Kenyatta. That's 3 right there. Just imagine if we got just those 3. And there's some other, there's a brother in Wisconsin running for a United States Senate seat. And his name escapes me. Another brilliant brother in his 30s. He's the lieutenant general. You can Google his name. That's 4 right there. Can you imagine if we had those 4 brilliant black men and women in the United States Senate? We wouldn't, look, we could tell Joe Manchin and Kristen Sinema, man, look, y'all can go ahead and get on that bus that you came in on. Like, holla at you. Do what you're gonna do. Do what you really want to do anyway. We need that. And then the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act didn't pass. It wasn't because of Biden. It wasn't because of President Biden. It wasn't because of the majority of the Democrats were going to vote for it. You know, the 2 who were a problem. And here in South Carolina, you had a Republican who was fronting like, let's get this George Floyd Justice and Policing Act. I'm talking about Senator Tim Scott. This is a black dude. Republican. It's going along now. You don't see him out there saying crazy stuff like a lot of these Republicans. But you don't hear him speak out against it. About the voter suppression and these laws to nullify the votes of black and brown people and other people who don't vote for them. You don't hear him speaking out against that. Now he'll come on camera and, he'll speak in dulcet tones and he'll have his suit and tie on and he'll come across as a very non-offensive black man. But look at his voting record and the policies that he has and is supporting are very offensive to black people. He would disagree with me, but do your own homework. Very rarely has he spoken out against these open. How did he vote on January 6th? Did he vote to ratify? Did he vote to certify the election? Unless you're on a secret. He didn't. So he voted for the insurrection, basically. He believes in this, the election was stolen, and he's going along with it. You haven't heard. Have you ever seen Senator Tim Scott in front of a camera say, I know for a fact that President Biden was fairly, duly, legally elected. There was no voter fraud on any large scale. And the voter fraud that had the very minutia, small amount of voter fraud that's been found has been Republican voters. Oh yeah, Republican voters. How about that? Did you know that? Bet you didn't know that. So, don't boo, don't bitch. I need you to vote. Virginia, got a major election coming up. New Jersey, governor's election. Virginia, you got a governor's election. So you got a MAGA Trump supporter with a smiley face. He'll come on camera. I'm not a Trumper. I'm this and education, and I'm concerned about education. And that's another con. We want parents to make, we want parents to decide what their kids are educated. We want them to decide what's being taught in school. Look, I got 2 daughters. I got a daughter in college. My daughters both went to public schools. But it's what they don't want to be taught. And they'll lie, and you hear this, we don't want them to teach critical race theory. So when you hear these far right wing, and they'll find a few black faces, critical race theory is going to make little white kids hate themselves. No. It'll make them feel bad. Well, how the hell do you think that black folks and black kids have been made to feel? Nobody gave a damn about how black children had to feel finding out the little bit that we did find out about slavery. Y'all tried to keep that out the history books and then lied. Oh, well, slavery wasn't so bad. And, a lot of the masters, they treated the slaves really nice. And, they only worked 10, 12 hours a day. They didn't mention they worked for free. Oh, and all of the black slaves weren't beaten and raped. Not all of them. Not even most of them. One beaten, one raped was too much. And they were working for free. Well, that was the law of the land. Really? Then that's an unjust and immoral law that needed to be changed. And that's why we had the Civil War. So you had people that were okay with other humans being owned like a lawnmower or a car, a piece of property, like a summer home, that were beaten, raped, separated, families separated, breeded, sold off, who worked and generated millions of dollars for a person. What kind of system was that? And then some people, trust me, there's a lot of folks. Yeah, there's a lot. I'm not saying the majority, but there's a significant number. If we could, they would love to go back and get rid of the 13th Amendment. That was the amendment, in case you didn't know, that said basically that slavery was illegal, basically. So, don't boo, don't bitch, vote. Virginia, people that live in Virginia, they need to tell them they need to vote for Terry McAuliffe. Because if you let this Lynn Youngkin dude that tries to come off as, I'm a nice guy, and no. He's a MAGA Trumpist with a little phony smiley face. That little phony frozen smile, that's him. But the policies that he's supporting, we don't want critical race theory taught because we don't want to make our kids, we don't want these poor little white kids to feel bad about themselves or hate themselves. That's not what critical race theory. First of all, I'm going to say this again. Anytime you hear somebody saying, well, we don't want critical race theory to be taught, they don't want the truth about American history. Because the Civil War and the institution of slavery, not to mention the genocide of Native American people, of the indigenous people, they don't want that to be taught. And the horrors of slavery and the horrors of what was done to Native American people who were basically murdered and kicked off their land and moved west and enforced on reservations. So you know what? Yes, teach the accurate history of America, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So if little white kids feel bad about learning the truth about how horrible slavery was, then that's a good thing. And you know why? Because they will make sure that we never make that mistake again. And that's a good thing. But that's probably one of the reasons they don't want it to be taught. This whole made-up construct, this made-up hierarchy of whiteness, it was created and made up so a small handful of people, I've said this on so many episodes, could manipulate and control economically, politically, socially, the masses of people, black, brown, and white, to make poor and working class white people think that the reason that they haven't gotten a raise on their job in 30 years, or they feel the government hasn't been fair to them, or whatever. They blame it, oh, it's not fair. Because racism has been institutionalized since the founding document of the Constitution that said Africans were 3/5 human, not even a full human, 3/5. And I don't want to hear anything that says, well, it was a compromise between the North and the South. That's BS. Whatever excuse you can give, at the end of the day, if you have a law that says, I am 3/5 of a human, is something wrong with that law. Can you imagine, just reverse it, if the Constitution said whites were 3/5 human, their head would explode. Just substitute Africans and put whites. We're 3/5 human. So racism has been institutionalized. It is in every institution, you name it, education, the way history books have been written. You know, normally they say history is written by the winners. Whoever wins a particular war, the winners get to define history. That they write and edit the history books. But here, in too many cases, the losers got to define history. A lot of it, the whole Confederacy, well, you know, they were honorable men and women, and you were fighting to maintain an institution that enslaved millions of people. You were fighting to embrace this foolish, hateful, racist ideology of white supremacy that engaged in the genocide of a group of people who were already on this land before you got lost and stumbled upon it. That's why you don't want young white kids to learn about it. But guess what? You can't stop them. Because they don't need the textbooks. They got Google and Bing and a smartphone. They can educate themselves. You don't want them to say, we don't want them to read the 1619 Project, beautiful document written by Professor Nicole Hannah-Jones, now up at Howard University. Her and a team of her associates put together the 1619 Project. That really is a deep dive about how racism has been institutionalized in every walk of life in America, and they kind of go through like a chronological history, almost step by step, from the time the first Africans were brought to the shores of Virginia in August of 1619, 402 years ago. But that's called critical race theory. Oh, we don't want that to be taught. And it's not taught in any, there's no school from kindergartners to 12th grade in America that has ever taught critical race theory, because it is a class that is only taught primarily in law schools in some of the major universities. So unless you were in law school, you had never heard about critical race theory till a little less than a year ago. What the MAGA crowd and the racists and the paranoids called critical race theory, is the accurate history of America being taught. That's what they are afraid of. So I want you to ask them, I'd like to ask you, why are you so afraid? What are you really afraid about? Why are you so afraid that your children or grandchildren will learn the truth, the full truth, the whole truth, the full truth, and nothing but the truth, the good, the bad, and the ugly? Why wouldn't you want them to learn the good, the bad, and the ugly? I want them to learn about the bad and the ugly so they won't repeat the mistakes that their ancestors made. Thank you for letting me be a part of your life. As always, God bless each and every one of you. God, most of all, thank you for letting me do the Geno Jones Show. I come to you live Monday through Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 p.m. Central, 3:30 p.m. on the West Coast. Please subscribe to the Geno Jones channel. Please share this and every episode. As you see, every episode is fire. And like all the episodes, okay? Tell everybody you know. Even a MAGA crowd, make their head explode. Yeah, you need to subscribe to this. Oh, this black dude, the Geno Jones Show. Yeah, you need to subscribe to his channel. Woo, did you hear what he said? Did you see him on camera today? Yes. Yeah, please. Share. You can share all the episodes. Copy the link, copy and paste it. Tag it to everyone you know. Tag it to their social media page. Easy to subscribe. It's free. Just come to YouTube, Geno Jones Show. That's how you spell it. Just do a search and subscribe. Give me some feedback. I love to see your comments. I want to thank everybody for watching. A shout out to Mr. Markel Bailey. Shout out to Markel Bailey, the official barber and hairstylist for the Geno Jones Show. He's on Instagram, Kelby Cutting Up, KELBECUTTINUP. Shout out to Alexandria Jones and Bruce Gage, the official wardrobe consultants and stylists for the Geno Jones Show. Alexandria Jones is on Instagram. Underscore is that line down below. So underscore Lexi, LEXXIE, space one over, Nicole, NICOLE, designs, underscore Lexi, space Nicole designs, or Alexandria, ALEXANDRIA, Alexandria Jones. Bruce Gage, you can search on Instagram, just Gage, spelled Gage, Bruce Gage, GAGE. I love each and every one of you. I really do. Mother, you know I love you more than life itself. Thank you for watching the next live episode. If you're watching me live right now, the next live episode of the Geno Jones Show will be on Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 p.m. Central, 3:30 p.m. on the West Coast. And until then, I just got one more thing to say. As always, be blessed. Thanks for watching.
Subscribe and tune in to the next episode of the Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube.